Mangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvignanti e Bhuridajana. According to the Sanatana Dharma, the Hindu Dharma, there are 4 ways to God realization. I think in the last month end there was a retreat on this particular topic. God realization through 4 different paths. The path of knowledge, Jnana Marg, path of bhakti, that is path of devotion, path of karma, Karma Marg, the unselfish work, and also the path of yoga, Dhyana Marg. Now here, in our last class on 15th, we read in the Gospel that Sri Ramakrishna is asking a question. What is knowledge? And then he himself is giving the answer. Gyan kake bole ar ami ke. What is knowledge and who am I? The basic philosophical question. Here the word, the knowledge, when he mentions the word knowledge, the jnana, is not the knowledge of so many other things, is the knowledge of God, knowledge of the self, knowledge of the Atman. So that is called knowledge. And what is that knowledge? He is giving the answer. Ishwari karta ar shab akarta innam gyan. That God is the only doer, and all other that we see is doing is not true, not real. So this is the knowledge, true knowledge, knowledge of the spirituality. So this is the speciality of the Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, that you must have to realize this knowledge. What is that? A conviction, a realization. God is doing, I am only acting in His hand. So all that we do, all through our life, in the name of religion, we are going to the churches, to the temples, offering puja, worshipping, going to the pilgrimages, all sorts of things that we do in the name of religion, so many things we are doing only to get this knowledge. And that a total conviction, I am not doing, everything is done by God. That is not so easy, it's very difficult. And that is why it's called tapas. Tapas means the austerity. Austerity of what? So many mental waves, so many way our mind is going. And so many type of thoughts are coming. People will be praising, then I am elated. People will be criticizing, then I am sorry. But I know this is my duty in this world, and this is my dharma, my religion is this. I must do it, whether people praise or not, whether people blame or not, whether people come to me or not, because I am doing God's work. Swami Vivekananda was totally convinced. That's why so many oppositions came. So many people, they were criticizing him. So many different ways, so filthy ways. Many of them, they were criticizing him. He went on doing conviction. When in the Punjab, the Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, Dasam Guru, this Dasam Guru, the Gobind Singh, he gave everything to this group of people in the Punjab who were oppressed, tortured by Didain sultans. And they were all cultivators, poor people. They had no unity. The Sanguru gave them, and he said that you have to fight back. You cannot survive like this, constantly hiding and hanging your head. You cannot survive. Live like a human being, and you have to fight back. Then we know the history, those who know the wonderful history of the Punjabis. He gave them an identity. The whole race got an identity, and the respect, and the discipline, and the progress, everything from that one man. Then, when they achieved everything, they started disobeying him, criticizing him. He then, without any single word, he could change the whole thing. He didn't say anything. What he did, he went down to the South India, in Karnataka, in one place, and then quietly left his body, went to God, merged with God. This is called the highest knowledge, because they are not affected by anything. Not affected by anything, but the responsibility, the duty that they have to do, they will surely do. This is the speciality. In the Bhagavad Gita, we find in the very first chapter, where the Duryodhana, he is coming, standing by the side of the great warrior, the great fighter. He was the leader, he was the commandant of that army, Duryodhana army. And for the Duryodhana, he has done everything, the Bhishma. Duryodhana was still doubting him. Still he was not very sure whether the Bhishma will support him in the war or he will take the side of the Arjuna. So this is the psychology of the low-minded people. And when he was going on telling others in a very roundabout way, oh, Acharya, look at this. These people are having this many, we are having this many, etc. Now, you have to give the protection to Bhishma. You have to give the protection to Bhishma? As such the warrior that the moment you say that you have to protect the warrior, then the respect of the warrior, where it goes? Bhishma understood. All others, they were also thinking what this man is going on telling. And he was not directly telling the Bhishma. He was telling the Acharya, who was a paid man. They used to pay him. And Bhishma only employed him. They were telling him, he was telling him. Bhishma never took that insult. Tasya samjanayam harsham kuruvriddha pitamaha shimhanadam vinadachai shankam dagnau pratapavan. Look at another mind. Without taking that, oh, why you are criticizing, okay, I won't support you. If Bhishma has retreated, okay, I won't fight, you do whatever you like, what would have happened? But no, he did his job, he did his duty, he kept his promise, he died for him. But even then, without any single criticism, this is called knowledge. How this knowledge comes? Then here Sri Ramakrishna is asking, Gyan kake bole? This is knowledge. So what is this knowledge? Ishwari Karta. He knew that is all that thing that is happening. He knew that I am going to be defeated. He knew that I will die because the God himself is over there. Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. This Bhishma said. But still he never deviated from his own duty. And what we ordinary people do? If you are not getting the attention, we won't go. If you are not getting the praise, we won't do. This is all ordinary people. So the sadhana means what? This is the sadhana. And why this Sri Ramakrishna, the wonderful way he is teaching us this, so that we make the progress, we make the progress, we make the progress. So many people, so many years we are spending thinking that we are doing some religious job, but we don't knowing the secret. Sri Ramakrishna is, then he is telling, removing the confusion, doubt about whether the God is with form or without form. Over thousands of years, the clergies and the philosophers, they are fighting, debating, discussing on this only, whether God is with form or without form. And Sri Ramakrishna, to make this truth idea to home for the ordinary people, he used to quote from different people. Once there was a Pandit. Pandit means the learned person. Particularly those who are learned in scripture, they are called Pandit. Panda. Panda means the Atman, Brahman, and those who know him is a Pandit. In UP, of course, the cook is also known as Pandit. Anyway, these Pandits, they were discussing who is great, Shiva or Vishnu, and they were fighting among themselves. They were quoting from different scriptures. This is Vishnu is great and Shiva is great. Then another Pandit came. Then Sri Ramakrishna, he was listening. He says, they are fighting with among this. What is your opinion? Who is great? The Vishnu or Shiva? He smiled and said, in the meeting where this was decided who is great, I was not there. I was absent in that meeting, so I don't know. So that means all useless thing that you are discussing. So this is called knowledge. So what is for with God is with form or without form? Some people suddenly they say God is without form. Why? It is their opinion. God is without form. Nothing bad, nothing wrong, but for you. But have you seen God? Even if you have seen God without form, that is only one form of it. And sometimes the President of America may be swimming in the ocean. He is in the swimming suit. He'll be wearing. That is his. Do you think that is the dress of the President of America? So if someone who has seen him in that condition, if he says that is the dress of President of America, he is true, but at the same time wrong. This is the way we have to consider. See, in a very simple way, Sri Ramakrishna is answering. Sanatan Hindu Dharme Shakar Akar Dui Mane. This thing, the wonderfully, he is in Sanatana Hindu religion, they accept both God with form, without form. Why? That is knowledge. The moment I say this is the only thing, is it not a sacrilege? Blaspheming, going against God, who is all pervading, who is all powerful, who is all merciful. Then if I say, oh, if you have done that mistake, committed that sin, you will go to hell eternity. Who are you to say this? God, for God there may not be any sin. He will say, no, I like him, okay. Then it is okay. So this is the way God can do anything and everything. That is the power. If we don't believe in that, then we are not believing in God. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, like true psychologist, the Hindu, they observe the different attitude in different people. And these attitudes are very strong. Instead of eradicating, suppressing those mental flow, Hindu utilize these mental flows to reach God. This is the beauty of the Hinduism. There are so many varieties. They will be thinking in so many different ways. And some of the Hindus who are immature, they will be thinking, why not like other people? We are also one, united. Every Sunday we will go, or this day we will go, and then unitedly we will do this, that. That is not religion. That is only you are going over there, that's united, it's okay. That has nothing to do with the religion. Why should I have to go to temple all the time? Even in South India, I have heard, I don't know very clearly, there are castes are there, very strong caste. And they mention like this, they make a list like this, in Monday that caste will come to the temple. So all that people will go on Monday, then Tuesday another, then Wednesday another. Like that it is all divided. Is it religion? To God everything is same, everyone is same, because it's the creation of God. We all are equal. And the moment we make it like this, are we really becoming one? To break this narrowness is religion. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that you cannot judge God. I am a humble devotee. I go to God somehow. I look at Him, I pray, but others, what they are doing, I am not concerned. Who am I to do that? I only go all alone, do my best, so that God looks at me and I can think of God. Ma Sharadamani Devi, when she was going to Jagannath, and that time Vivekananda is famous, the people were telling that you will go like this, and this time everybody will be removed, and Mother told, no, why? Jagannath, and I am only a small little devotee of Jagannath, Ma Sarada Devi. Then she was telling to that Panda who was leading, Baba, you lead the path, I will follow you. Don't make any fuss on me. In a very humble way, she went with all like this. So this is called humbleness. When I am going to God, but at the same time I am not humble, how is it? So here Sri Ramakrishna is teaching that there are emotions. Each and every one is having different type of emotions. And Hindus, they utilize that emotions. That is why one finds so many varieties and way of approach to Godhead in Hinduism. Ancient Hindu recognized those mental conditions and named them as Shanta, attitude of an witness. That is Shanta. He will be witnessing. So many things are going on, happening, but quietly he will be witnessing. Ma Sharada Mani came after so many years to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. She was accompanied by her mother, the mother-in-law of Sri Ramakrishna. When they reached Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna and his nephew, they were there. The nephew started shouting, why you have come? That was not the perfect day. You have go back and change. Is it so easy in those days to come from Jairambati to Calcutta? It's a big journey. Sri Ramakrishna standing over there. He knew everything. He could say, okay, I will see to it. But he was quietly waiting. It's called Shanta, attitude of the rishis. So many things are going on, but he is not affected, quietly seeing what is happening, because he knows behind this another thing will be happening. So that is the reason when we see the young child that they are putting the coconuts inside the earth. Hey, they were wasting the coconut. You are supposed to eat it. And they will be not listening. They will dig the earth and put the coconut and then cover the earth. What for? We used to wonder. Then one day we found that plant is coming up. So they are putting that as if for a child they are wasting. But it is not wasted. Slowly the plant is coming up. Then the tree grows. Then so many coconuts comes. So that is the way when we know what is going to happen in the future, they are not affected. Shanta. Then dasya, attitude of a servant. All the time humble, dedicated, and trying to do as best as possible without entering into our the thought of the master. Oh, you should not do this, you should do that, this is the. No, that is not the attitude. So they have to constantly go on serving by giving away their own ego, Shakya, like a friend, free. And then Vatsalya, like a mother or a father, always affectionate. And then finally Madhura, the beloved, the love, attachment, so much for God. And Sri Ramakrishna added another bhava. These are the 5 traditional. That is very beautiful. Shantana bhava. Like a child, just having one thing in common, faith in God. But in behavior, totally different. The Dasya bhava and the Mathura bhava are totally different. Then Shakya bhava or Shanta bhava, totally different. But Santan bhava, that is also totally different. Only depending on mother, that's all. This Sri Ramakrishna, who is considered by many as the Shamannayer Ishar, he is the God of unification. This is the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna. That's why Swami Vivekananda, he termed him, gave him this thing as a Avatara Varishtaya, greatest among all the avatars. Not actually belittling the other incarnations, but highlighting the special system that Sri Ramakrishna wanted to introduce in this. And how he introduced? What is this uniqueness? Not that he simply said like that. He practiced it himself. You can imagine a Brahmin, a Pujari, and in those days, in a temple, in the same compound of the temple, he is practicing Islam. It is still there. That tree is there where he practiced Islam. It is also preserved as it is. And in those days, a Hindu, Brahmin, Pujari in the temple compound, he is practicing Islam. Can you imagine? He did it. And then he said, I have seen, and they are also true. That road also goes to the same goal. He practiced Christianity. He went and observed the methods of the Brahmas, practiced all the paths that has been prescribed in the Hindu scriptures. And just like a scientist, what is this, what is this, what is this, he will be asking question and then examining, and then finally says this is also true. After finding the truth himself, he advised. And then here in the Kathamrita we find he is addressing the Brahma Samajis, and that Tomra Shakar Manona. You do not believe God in form. Tomra, you, Manona, do not believe Shakar, God in form. তারপরেই বলছেন যে but that has nothing wrong. নিরাকারে নিষ্ঠা থাকলেই হলো. But you should have the sincerity in your faith that God is without form. That sincerity should be there. Wherever we go, whatever we do, Sri Ramakrishna again and again harping only one idea: sincerity, nishtha, sincerity. Like a true spiritual guide, he is suggesting the most simple method for spiritual development: Shantana Bhava, attitude of a child. Then he is telling the Brahma Samajis, those who never believed God in form, because they were influenced by the then missionaries, but they never wanted to convert themselves into Christianity, so they made but that is not the religion, is always that has come and propounded by those who realized it. Bhagavan Buddha, Jesus Christ, So like this we find this great soul. They realize the truth, they propound it. So it is eternal. But some people, just out of intellectualism, they read from here, they read from here, they quoted from here, made a list of it, and then said, to some extent from Hinduism, from Veda, to some extent from Bible, to some extent from Quran, and then they made a religion. Can religion be like that? It cannot be. So that's why they could not sustain, as because in the gospel again and again Brahma Samajis are coming, as because hundreds of our disciples, the followers of Ramakrishna, the monks, they are reading, they are discussing, so still the Brahma Samajis are there. Otherwise, who will know who is the Brahma Samaji? What do they do? Maybe some group of people are still there, but their existence almost, one cannot feel their existence. So this they lost. Why? Because there was no one realized soul who established this. Why Hinduism is going on even after so much of onslaughts on Hinduism, one after another. Shak, Hun, Patal, Mughal, so many came, one after another they came. Still Hinduism is still going on. Why? Because of this realized soul. Because of these Tyagi Sannyasis. Because of the all dedicated, the monks. But if it is propounded by some of the businessmen, and there will be beautiful temples, sparkling area, all this will be there, religion will be lost. It will be lost. So this is sure, whether we believe it or not, like it or not, this is the truth. Sri Ramakrishna is telling to the Brahma Samajis, Taake, then to God, Ma bole dakle, if you call God as your mother, if you think God as your mother, bhakti prem aro badve, then your devotion will increase. So this is the true teacher. He is not telling them, oh, you do whatever you like, but this is not my path. I know that you are going in a wrong way. You will go to hell. You will never achieve. He is not criticizing. They are striving. They are trying. So he is guiding them in a very gentle way. He is mentioning, it's good that you are believing the God without form, but if you think God as your mother, why? Because almost each and every one of us have great respect for our own mother. So that attitude is already there. So with that attitude, with that temperament mentality, if we look at God, it becomes so easy for us. To my mother, I can say anything. I can complain, I can pray, I can demand. Yes, she is so close to me. So I need not to think when I should pray and all like that. Any time, being a child, any time I can do. So that is the reason Sri Ramakrishna introducing and telling them, those who never believed in God in form, and they were a critic of God with form. But even Sri Ramakrishna telling is no problem, but try to imagine God as your mother. What will happen? You will develop devotion. You will develop prema, one-pointed devotion. So this way only, if you think God as your mother, your devotion to God will increase. The highest form of devotion is devotion for no reason. Devotion for devotion's sake. Ahetuki bhakti. Ahetuki bhakti means ahetu. There is no reason. Negative. Hetu, reason. So why I love? I don't have any reason, because just I love like that, that's all. Ahetuki bhakti. This is an excellent condition of the mind. Now Narada, the great devotee of God, he says in his Bhakti Sutra, We hear about Narada. There is a series, the article is coming in the Udbodhan, the Bengali magazine, that was introduced by Swami Vivekananda at his time. Still continuing. This is the specialty of the Ramakrishna Mission. Once they start, they never stop. Once they start anything, they will never stop. Sometimes some people, they come and give the suggestion, let us do this, let us do that. You will always feel there, if you go to our headquarters, no, let us wait, let us see, let us observe. Why? Because once we take up something, we never give up it. थोड़ा कुछ दिन कर लिया फिर छोड़ दिया तो दूसरा कुछ नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. Once we take up, before that we judge, but once we take up, we never leave it. That is if you notice it, this is the beauty. The other day I went to a group of people, they are respectful to the Ramakrishna Mission, they are taking the inspiration from Ramakrishna Mission, they are poets, they are writers, but at the same time they like to do something for the poor people. This is a good attitude. And they are telling in the lecture, the introduction, the gentleman, he said, if Ramakrishna Mission can do, why we can't? That's true, of course, that is a good. Then in my lecture, very humbly I told, you have to follow the philosophy, otherwise you won't. Because the human mind is very peculiar. When there is nothing, you are so happy, all are friendly. The moment there will be name, fame, money, bank balance, among the friends, immediately there will be all divisions. Why? He should be sitting over there, signing the checks, taking all the credit. We have made him president and he is, now why not me? Then previously it was all equal. As because that is the reason, the more the desire will be there in your mind, you cannot continue. Within 2-3 years it will break down. So philosophy is what? This world is illusory. That what we see is dream. The name, fame, money, all these things is not going to stay. This is the first step. Second, why I am then serving people? I believe that God will be happy. So I do. Not to make other people happy, someone happy. No, I do work because of this. So then only you can continue, otherwise not. So 100 years Ramakrishna Mission is continuing only because of this. If anyone, senior Swami, others are asking him, requesting him, you become the president, many of the stories you will read in the lives of so many exalted sannyasins, they with folded hand they said, no, I won't become president. President of Ramakrishna Mission. The great respect. Millions of people are coming and touching his feet. Every day there will be long queue only to have darshan. That great respect is no, I am not going to. Why? That philosophy. And any moment they can leave it, that philosophy. And that's here Narada Bhakti Sutra is telling, Om sa na kamayamana nirodha rupatvat. Those who understand the Hindi and the Indian language, they can simply understand it. Sa na kamayamana. Why? Nirodha rupatvat. In true devotion, their reason, no desire in mind. Why? This condition of mind is termed as ahetuki. No desire in the mind. What is true devotion? No desire in the mind. Look at it. And who is telling? Narada. And what about Narada? We all Indians, they will be telling the person who is in the center to make the fighting, he is the Narada. No, not at all. How this thing came in the name of Narada, God knows. Even Narada doesn't know. But Narada is a great devotee, and the devotion with knowledge. He is telling the ultimate devotion is what? No desire. No desire. Ma Sharadamani Devi, who never attended school, who never knew anything about the education, and never read any scripture, simply when she was asked, Ma, how can I realize God? By practicing japa, by practicing meditation? She said, that you can practice, but nirbashana hole ekkuni hoy. But if you become free of desire, you will get realization right now, this moment. So when the thoughts are coming in the minds of the monks, particularly, householders, they can have, because they have that injunctions of the scriptures, they can. Because they have to have the protections from the society, they have to take care of their children, their household, their relatives. They have that. If they are saving some money, if they are doing this or that, no sin is incurred by that. One must do, because that is their dharma. But a sannyasi, he is going on thinking, if I start one five-star hotel, then I will earn this money. One gentleman came and he was telling, and then I will getting this and that. Is it really true? Why they are doing it? So you have to come and pray to God. This type of thought is coming in my mind. If you think that it is only going to be accepted by you, then please, through me, do it. If you think it is not, don't do it. So that is the attitude. Swami Vivekananda meditated. So shall I get to the West? Those people, they have already collected some fund in the South India. He didn't get the blessings or the Daiva Ashirvada. Then he said, no, give back all the donations to those people who have given to you. I am not going. Again the urge came. Again he sat over there. Then he found Sri Ramakrishna is beckoning him, come. You have to go to the West. It is necessary. This Chicago, I say, it is the Kurukshetra for the modern world. To Dharma Sthapana, this is the Kshetra, where Sri Krishna, he chose that Kurukshetra to Sthapana Dharma, here, Chicago. So this is so important, not just because it is America, not just because it is a foreign land. What is foreign to a monk? What is home for a monk? If the people, whenever they are asking, and wherever you go, they will be asking, Swamiji, where from you have? And because of my cap, they themselves will ask and give the answer. You are from Nepal, isn't it? This is okay. I told, are you satisfied that I am from Nepal? Then I am from Nepal, no problem. If you are happy with that, no problem for me. But for a monk who has renounced, should not have all those things. These are the dharma. Many of the people, they don't understand. They'll be telling the doctor, then the MBA and all that. If you are putting your name in that way, then you are supposed to be over there. Then they'll be telling, I studied in this college and that college. That means they cannot detach themselves. No, that is not. It's very difficult. Even when the mother of Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji went to Ma Sharadamani Devi and taking the blessings and was telling, Ma, give me blessings, I like to go to Europe once again, second time. Then the Ma Sharadamani Devi said, Naren, won't you go to your mother to say that you are going to Europe? Won't you take the blessings? What was the answer of Vivekananda? He was a great lover of his own mother, did everything for his own mother. He knew that she is having no one to support. The Swamiji even wrote to the disciples, can you please help my mother by giving 10 rupee? She will be able to manage her household by that. That much he did. But when the mother said, won't you go to your mother? What was the answer? Ma, you are my only mother. And no attachment. And other people, oh, no, nothing. And every month I am going to my mother and then living with the family and all brother and their children and then coming back and putting on the gerua, again giving the discourses. What is it? People won't say anything, but you have to ask yourself what I am doing. So here, sa, na, kamaya mana. Why? Nirodha rupatvat. All desire vanished. So why should he ask? Then again, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, taka kori man shambram. You know, in India, there will be always having one word is the meaning, other is just supporting. There is no meaning. Taka kori man shambram. Kichui chaina. Kebul tomar padu padme bhakti chai. I don't want the devotees praying to God. I don't want wealth. I don't want social respect, name, fame. What I want? Only you. My devotion should be at your lotus feet. That's all. I nothing else. So devotion is not so easy. It's very, very difficult. Much more difficult than the other paths. So this devotion means if I ask, I get, but I won't. When I am asking for what? For the betterment of others. I am talking about those who are praying for this ahetuki bhakti. Only those who are sannyasins can practice this ahetuki bhakti. Otherwise it is impossible. Then again, the Narada giving the definition of bhakti itself. What is devotion? He says, sa tasmin parama prema sarupa. Sa tasmin parama prema sarupa. That is the devotion. Sa means that devotion. Tasmin means referring to God. Sa, tasmin, how unflinching love for God. Mere to giridhari lal dusra na koi. It's a great word. It's not a song. It's a great sentence that she is telling, Mirabai. That's why she is loved by each and everyone. I have no other desire except Krishna. So that way it goes. Sa tasmin parama prema sarupa. What is devotion? Parama prema, not only prema. Prema itself is the highest form of love. Even then, Narada adding one more word, parama. Parama means after that there is no any other thing. Most highest we can say. Topmost. What? Prema. And then Swarupa is embodiment of love itself. The God is love and I only loving and I become love itself. And what is love? Swamiji is telling, love knows no barter. Previously, instead of money, instead of cash, they used to give, I have grown some rice, you take the rice, give me some clothes. That's called barter. So they used to exchange things. This barter, love knows no barter. I love you, but I don't expect anything from you. And from distance, I see that you give everything to so many people. I don't mind anything. No jealousy. So that is called love. So devotion is so difficult. Sri Ramakrishna is teaching. What should we say to God, pray to God? How will pray to God? Tumar padupadme bhakti dav. Give devotion at your lotus feet, so that I can only love you, only love you, only love. When I am going to bed, I only see you. When I am dreaming, I only see you. When I am going out, I see you and then go out. When I am coming in, I only see you. And before food, I pray to you. That is every time, every moment. Why do you do that? Because constant remembrance, slowly make the practice. And when the death will come, terrible. Those who have experience, they never come back to tell it. It's so painful, so painful. You can never remember anything unless you practice it. We can hide so many things when we are leaving, we are awake. We can hide from so many other people also. But at the time of death, all those things will come. I have seen one Swami. He was all right. Then suddenly, when he came from Delhi, he was in charge of Delhi, he came to Belur Math and Swami Buddhananda ji. And he felt a little uncomfortable. So the Belur Math people said, you go to our hospital. In Calcutta, we have a hospital. He went and he was admitted. But then he saw, he went in coma. Something happened and never came back. So he was in coma. Very peculiarly, he was going on telling the beads. And no other consciousness, but never stopped in counting the name of God. His finger was going on, counting. I myself saw that. And doctors are taken aback how he is doing it, how the fingers is moving. If the finger is moving, then why not there is any consciousness? No consciousness. Externally, clinically, but he is taking the name of God. And if anybody is going and telling at his ear to near, nothing is going. Forcefully they are dropping something, some food, etc., some liquid. But if anybody, Thakure Charanamrit from Belur Math of Thakur, immediately he will open the mouth. So that is the devotion, that is the habit. That consciousness is constantly merged with God, and that is the proof that devotion. What is devotion? Only outside they will be crying and all this, and all people will be thinking, oh, so great devotee, constantly crying. But not, maybe, but good. But we have to check this. Narada describes, Yam labdva puman siddho bhavati, amrito bhavati, tripto bhavati. The excellent way of Narada Bhakti Sutra. Yam labdva, after receiving what? That puman, the person, the devotee, siddho bhavati, is successful in his achievement. Amrito bhavati, he becomes immortal. And tripto bhavati, last is the tripti. Tripto bhavati, he is contained, completely contained. This tripti, this is the word that proves what is religion. Contented, no problem, never. And some people, we should not make any mistake, why I am telling, because our devotees should learn this. And as a sannyasi, I am supposed to go on telling you about it. And sometimes some people will be coming and telling, oh, that person is so contented, he never says anything to us, and he is so good, so kind, so lovable, etc., etc. But when we come to you people, you behave sometimes good, sometimes very strong, and then you go, why this? I told, have you ever stayed with that person, worked under him? Go and stay with him for 6 months, work under him, and then come and tell how you like. When we go to other center as a guest, they all say, you are so good, but our Swamiji. And then I told, don't make the conclusion, come to my center, stay with me, then compare and say who is best, you or me, your Swami or me. So, because I am guest, I am not supposed to say anything, whatever is going on, Shakshi I am observed. But here I cannot do that. Why? Because I am supposed to do those things. And I have been given that responsibility. If I don't do, adharma. Sometimes we make mistake. Then mothers say, don't find fault with others. One brahmachari who was in charge of a kitchen. Our ashrama's kitchen is very big. Every day there will be 1,000 people are eating, so many thousands of money every day. He was in charge. He saw the cooks, they're taking away the oil and the ghee and these things. Secretly they are taking it. He saw it, and after 2-3 days, these people also understood he won't say anything. They started openly stealing those things. And he was in a dilemma, dharma shankat, what to do, what not to do. Then one day he was asking someone. Mother said, don't find fault with others. And that is the reason I am not supposed to tell, but this is happening. And the in charge of the center jumped up. What? They are stealing, and now you are not telling anything, reporting after 1 month, so much of thing has already gone out. And those people have already become corrupted. I cannot keep them in the service. In the beginning itself, I could rectify. So we had to organize a program explaining what mother meant. So when you are a teacher, you are supposed to rectify your students. When you are a parent, you are supposed to rectify your children. As a Swami, as a in charge, as a Mahanta, as a sannyasi, I am supposed to rectify my devotees. If I am not doing, if I say this, they will feel bad. Let them go. What is there? Am I really practicing my dharma properly? They may feel angry that moment, but afterwards they will understand, this is correct. Someday they will understand this is correct. So that is the reason we have to practice our religion. Anyone, whatever they think. When there is nothing, nothing. So that way, we have to yam labdva puman siddho bhavati, amrito bhavati, tripto bhavati. Swami Vivekananda, he was always contented. He was a Brahmagyani. But for each and every little thing, he used to scold so much. It was so difficult for other people, even though they used to say only two persons could bear. One is Brahmanandaji, another is Saradanandaji. All others, they will all run away from him when he is angry. Just like a Shiva, it was so difficult. Then again, he was then he used to say, I don't have much time. I want to see you perfect. I want to see that you are doing everything fast and perfect. When you are doing something very fast, there will be so many mistakes. No. Fast, but perfect. And this type of conceptions are totally absent in our Indian society. अरे इतना जल्दी क्या है ना, होगा होगा. Fikir mat karo, that is the word mostly they use. And fikir means you need not to bother, but you have to go on bothering and no result will come. So that is the way we have developed. Yes, Swami Vivekananda is totally changing. So our Ramakrishna mission's sannyasin's attitude, you cannot tally with others. It cannot be. That is why again and again I tell it. So you must understand it properly. Then only you will be appreciate Ramakrishna missions. Because any work that you are doing, not for us, but for the establishment of the dharma that Sri Ramakrishna has initiated, and Swami Vivekananda gave the whole guidelines. Ma Sharadamani Devi lived that life, and we are sure 100%, more than 100%, if by doing that in unattached way, with love and devotion, you are going to achieve your goal. Sure. Here again, in the next aphorism, Narada gives more details of the achievement of devotion. Yat prapya na kinchit banchati. After getting devotion, they never want anything. Bancha. Bancha means desiring, requesting, asking. Now shochati. You don't have any, they never feel that anything that not good. So that's why it never feels sorry. Na shochati, not dveshti. They don't feel aversion. And then, na ramate. And they are not attached to other things also, and not elated. Na utsahi bhavati. See the characteristics. The one person said, I am going to listen to that person. And okay. But that okay I didn't say. That very moment, when the phone call is coming, we are in something other. Then I will come on such and such time. Come. Then I hang. And then they considering, they told others. See, he may be not liking that we are going to that person. So, maybe he didn't say anything. See, look at it. It's the wrong conception. We don't have anything like that. You can go anywhere, any person. What is there? Only thing, be good, that's all. No problem. So that is why sometimes some people, their own mind, that thought is coming and then imposing on others. This is very wrong. So behavior, what we are doing, is very, very practical. All the shastras that we are reading, scriptures that is reading, what for? Behavior. We have to impose within our mind. Nothing wrong. If you are going to anyone, listening to them, you are totally free. But only we are concerned, as because we know you, that you should not be influenced by some bad thoughts, bad ideology. That is all, nothing else. So this is why he is telling that there, after getting the devotion, nothing he desires, not shochati, never feels sorry. Oh, why I have done this, I could do that. Never feel sorry. I have done this, then I am doing it. Then some people were telling, Swamiji, you are organizing such a huge program, and in the huge hall, and you're expecting 1,500 people will come. Are you sure 1,500 will come? And I am double sure. But if they don't come, I don't know to say anything. I am sure that they will come. Suppose they don't come, what I will do? Shall I go and bang my head? Not that. I am satisfied that God has given me the opportunity to do something. I have tried. And after that, for whom we are doing? For our people. Who will be benefited by listening to these people? If they don't come, what shall I do? Nothing. So that way, no shochati, no deshti, no romati, no utsahi bhavati. So these are the things. Lastly he said, Yaj jnanat matta bhavati, stabdha bhavati, atma rama bhavati. These are the three things. Sri Ramakrishna, he never read all these things. Maybe he heard, but he got himself. All the knowledge is coming from within. So clearly he is telling, Ishwar labh je hoyeche tar lokkhon ache. Some people will be telling, I have realized God, etc., etc. All his devotees, they will be going on spreading the message, advertising. But Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you have realized God, there are three things that will prove what? First is balakavat. They will be simply like child, never attached, but apparently so much attached, guileless, free, balakavat. If you go to the senior Swamis, they will behave, for some people who are not that way acquainted, they will be very peculiarly behaving. Our President Swamiji, he was just like a tiger. Just when he was in administration, it was so difficult to approach him. Now he has become just like a grandfather. So lovable, so good. And he likes to make fun. If a devotee is offering pranam, he won't give the chocolate. He usually gives the candy. Instead of giving in the hand, he will throw. Hey, catch, then throw. The devotees, one devotee came and told, why he is throwing? Is he not liking us? Does he think that touching us he will be impure? Oh my God, can't you take a thing simply? He was just playing with you. Can't you understand a simple thing? Why everything you take in a crooked way? He was doing this to everyone, isn't it? Only to you? No, to everyone. That means he was just playing. He makes fun like that. What is there? And our previous Swamiji was there, one huge body, Brahmachari Swami is to come. The moment he entered, that Swamiji, he is telling, hey, Ghatotkacha, when he fell down, and he should fell down on the Kurus, not on the Pandavas. He was meaning to him. Then he said, this Swami said, then I will fail on you only. This is joy, love, fun. All the time, the long face and never laughing. What is this? And only showing why. So this is the, just like child, like Ramakrishna is jumping, dancing, and everything that is curious. I like to go and see, I like to go and see. He is going, and the moment he is going over there, curiosity is over. Oh, this is only this. Then Jadavat, just like a stone. When they meditate, there is no consciousness in the body. Unmadavat, sometimes he will behave erratically. And we think this is not normal. They are very much normal. And their normalcy is totally different. They are crying and they are telling, I won't go to see the God unless you feed these poor people. You must have to feed these poor people. And the Jamindar Mathur Babu, he was, what happened to him? From Calcutta all this way he was normal. Suddenly he saw some people, and why he is going and sitting within them, asking me to spend all money for them. What is this? How to tackle this person? Unmadavat. Why? He is seeing God within them. They are suffering. If we go to Shiva in Kashi, what we will get? Because the divine Shiva, the living Shiva, they are suffering over here. If you feed them, you get much more blessings of Shiva than visiting that temple. He knew it. So he was forcing Mathur Babu, whom he loved so much, so that Mathur Babu gets the blessings. Sometime one Swamiji, he was Turiyanandaji Maharaj, he was sitting with another Swami. And the Brahmachari, after completing his puja, was coming down. And those who have gone to Belur Math, you have seen the old temple, we see. We say the old temple, where Swami Vivekananda went and established Sri Ramakrishna, afterwards new temple. There is a staircase coming down, open. When the Brahmachari is coming down, for no reason, suddenly Turiyanandaji got up and started scolding him. You, go away from here. Why you are coming like this? Go away from here. I don't like to see. Brahmachari was taken aback. What? I didn't do nothing. And I am just coming down. Why the Swamiji is so angry with me? Somehow you went. Then when he came to sit down, then the other Swami, he asked Swamiji, why you were so angry? And Brahmachari did nothing. After completing puja, he was coming down. Brahmachari, I didn't say anything to him. But you were shouting him, scolding him with so strong language. He said, no, not to Brahmachari. I saw one bad Atma, a bad soul trying to enter into that Brahmachari. I was asking that Atma to go away, should not touch the Brahmachari. He made some mistake sometime, so that bad Atma was taking to possess. I was scolding that bad. So this is the way these people, Unmadavat, just like mad. Then Pishach was just like demon, they will be behaving. They will be living like this and eating like this and like that. But this is called in this way. Now next day we will give some of the incidents that happened in Sri Ramakrishna's life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. And in the life of so many other people who have realized God, they're so normal, so gentle, so courteous, and sometimes they're changing. And everything that they do, not for them, that is one. Not for name, not for fame, not for money, not for anything, but for the love for others. So up to this, then how to achieve this position of a devotee? Then Sri Ramakrishna is giving an hint, which I won't translate into English. You have to read. সংসারে দাসীর মতো থাকবে. That is the Sri Ramakrishna's advice. If you like to get the highest devotion or hetuki bhakti, live in the world but like a maid servant. This is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna. And next Wednesday again we'll read. See, lot of things we can learn from the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So that's why it is Panchama Veda. Now we will offer pranam to Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.